Good morning, everyone. Happy energy reading. I'm Terry. It's so great to see you. Today we have a weekend energy reading. So this is going to go for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, just remember this is a reading for the collective. So not all this information is going to resonate with everyone. So just take what does, toss what doesn't. And if you would like something more personal, more private, please feel free to reach out to me. You can book a one-on-one session directly from my website, terryhuberman.com. Just go to the book a reading section and take it from there. So when I was tapping in or logging into the universe, I started to get 3 separate words: cultivation, separation, and then I forgot the last word. So I'm just going to not go with it, and then if it shows up again, it shows up again. Disconnection. Cultivation, disconnection, and separation. And I was like, all right, y'all, you got to tell me more about this. And what I was being guided to tell you guys was this fact, not so much a fact. Well, I guess it can be a fact, but there's a disconnect that is going on with people and themselves these days, or at least not these days. It feels like the potential and possibility. So there's a timeline of this happening for the weekend. And I'll pull some cards so we can see what the implementation tools will be, how to better navigate through this timeline if it shows up for you. But about being separated and disconnected from ourselves, and being able to, once we can reconnect and come back to ourselves, then we can actually cultivate ourselves. And I had this image of vegetables growing in a garden. And what kind of that was saying to me was that so many of us are in this place of transition right now. I myself am in a huge period of growth as well. And it's the human blueprint to want to know what the outcomes and the results are, so that we feel better, we feel safer, and we can move on. But right now we're in this state of sort of cultivation where we're cultivating our new selves in a new world, right? So what's happening is when we are placing so much of our focus and awareness outside of us, it's causing us anxiety. A lot of us are anxious, and a lot of us don't even know that we're having anxiety. Anxiety can show up in so many different ways, but when we are anxious and when we're having these thoughts of what ifs and the futures, the potentials and the possibilities, and what could be going on, it's separating us from who we actually are. So a lot of us right now are kind of having this little inner civil war with who we are, who our higher self knows who we are, our essence, our soul. And then the mind part of ourselves are trying to strategize and plan and form. And so that war, right? That war between us is causing a really big disconnection within ourselves. And when we're disconnected, we look to the outside to try and calm us down, to soothe us. So a lot of times addictions this weekend may pop up. Now, not that you have to have an addiction, and I'm not saying if you're a recovering addict, you're going to go back into addiction. By no means am I saying that. But the point is it's the disconnect that we have the potential and possibility of feeling. If you're not feeling it already, I am. When I get disconnected like that, I tend to go for chocolate or candy. Like candy is like my thing. Thankfully, I don't have any in my home. If I did, I would be screwed. But it's whatever coping mechanism or whatever we would use to soothe ourselves, to make us feel safe and connected. The thing is with the anxiety and just with what is happening, we do tend to leave our body. We leak our energy outside of ourselves. Again, trying to grasp and trying to hold on to something that will make us, that will ground us, that will bring us back into our body. So the disconnect is really what's prevalent for this weekend. So it's a matter of learning how to reconnect, or bringing out the tools that we've used in the past to reconnect ourselves. When we are in anxious mode, when we are having anxiety, it is super, super challenging for us to get into our intuition. We will live in indecision because it's bigger than us in that moment. We are giving away our power to whatever thought or strategy or worry or concern in that moment. So again, that means trying to gather ourselves so we can collect ourselves. And it's very difficult for us to be in our intuition, to make all the right choices and decisions for us if we're scattered. And a lot of us are scattered right now. And it's really challenging. And there's no way around it except to gather and collect ourselves. So I'm going to pick some cards and see what the implementation tools are going to be for us so that we can go ahead and gather and collect ourselves and try to reconnect with ourselves, and not just ourselves, with the spirit world. So some of us maybe haven't been doing meditation. Some of us maybe haven't been praying. Some of us maybe haven't been asking our angels for help. Some of us haven't been, working on shifting our energy so that we can feel better, more collected, more connected, so that we can cultivate and grow and be those vegetables in a garden. Isn't that weird? So weird. But I just picked out 4 cards. I had already pre-shuffled them. So let's do a reveal and let's see what we can be doing this weekend that might actually help us. We've got the hand. Yes. La mano. Yes. Okay. This is definitely asking for help and guidance for sure. We have the 6 of hearts. So it is more about, we have to learn how to open our heart this weekend. Now, what's interesting is 6 is usually a collaborative number. So it might mean we have to work and help other people so that we can remember who we are. Our true essence, our soul, is a collective. It's part of the collective. It's not just about me, 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 me. And we are in survival mode right now, which is why a lot of us are disconnected. And when we're in survival mode, it's hard to think about other people because we're just trying to stay alive. We're just trying to protect our bodies. Yes. So it looks like a key for this weekend will be serving other people. How can we help other people? And in seeing their joy and in seeing their gratitude, we can tap into that electromagnetic frequency and blend that into ours. So that's a really beautiful way for us to gain actually our own connection, because we are part of a whole. We are part of a collective. We are one drop in an entire big ass ocean. Yes. Playfulness. Okay. So it looks like if we just get around to playing and being silly, we can reconnect with ourselves. Along those lines, I want to go more into imagination and pretending. Yes. So one of the energy exercises that I'm doing is I'm choosing a personality trait, and I have what I consider my value system, and I've been playing energetically with them by pretending, what if I did my value system through a particular personality trait? So that's something I used to do as a kiddo all the time. So what can you do as that you used to do as a kid, right? That you used to lose all track of time doing. That's going to be something that will reconnect you to yourself as well. And then we have the moon. This to me is telling me that it's important not to feed into the stories we're telling ourselves about ourselves, because that will prolong and keep that disconnection going. So it's being mindful and aware this weekend of when you are sort of coming from a place of maybe hearing a story or knowing what your story is and then talking yourself out of it, because that means the disconnection is winning, right? And the whole idea is for us to reconnect, and we can reconnect by tapping into and asking for help from the universe and working with other people and pretending and getting playful again, right? Those are ways how we'll be able to reconnect to ourselves so we can get out of looking outside of ourselves to soothe ourselves for help. So that's what this weekend is going to be all about. All right, guys, what am I always saying? You stay connected. I don't bullshit. I'm not throwing that statement out for shits and giggles. I mean, when we don't feel connected, we are not connected. And when we're not connected, it's very hard for us to be productive and to move forward. So if you're feeling stuck, you're probably feeling disconnected from yourself, right? So stay connected to yourself this weekend. Use these implementation tools. Stay connected to your friends and family. And of course, you can stay connected to me. You can check me out at terryhuberman.com, and I'll see ya on the flip side.